What's up, guys? It's me, Grey Wolf, back to do another video for you. This video is a first of its kind on Grey Wolf Studios. This is a giveaway video. I want to do a giveaway for the people that follow my YouTube channel and my Facebook page. Basically, I want to do this for two reasons. One, well, I guess you could kind of say three reasons. One reason is I have a tendency to give away a lot of stuff that I don't have any use for, or stuff that I either never found a use for, bought and thought I was going to use but never did, or sometimes I have a tendency to buy too much of one thing and I end up with a big surplus of it and it just doesn't do anybody any good, or whatever. Those types of things, as some of you may have already experienced, I like to give away. I know Ronald Berry in particular. I've given him a couple of things over the last year to 2 years, however long we've known each other on Facebook. Some things, there's been a handful of things that I've given away. I can't think right off the top of my head of some other examples other than him. Some of the stuff was stuff that I didn't necessarily personally give the whole thing away, but like I've set up a couple of instances where I basically orchestrated a giveaway that was a combination of a few different people or several different people coming together and all pitching in to get somebody a piece of well, one was a LiPo battery, one was a couple of car parts, various things that they needed that they couldn't necessarily afford or get their hands on at the time. Just things like that. So I got to looking around here one day and I started noticing a handful of things. I started getting basically a spot on one of my shelves that was piling up with stuff that I really didn't have any use for, and I didn't know where to put it or what to do with it because I didn't have any use for it. So I was like, you know what? Let's do a giveaway. I've won a lot of giveaways. I've been really blessed over the last year and a half. I've won several giveaways and or raffles over the past year and a half, and I really want to give back a little bit, not only to the people that have been faithful followers of my channel, but also just because I've been really lucky in or blessed, however you want to look at it, in the things that I've won myself over the past year and a half. So at any rate, we're going to do a little giveaway. Now, granted, no one particular prize is going to be worth a lot of money. All this stuff together is actually probably somewhere in the $100 range. Unfortunately, not all of it really goes together, so I'm kind of splitting it up into 6 different prizes. It's actually, come to think of it, it's probably worth a little more than $100 if you really total it all up. But at any rate, I'm going to split it up into 6 different prize groups, and that way, there's multiple chances to win. You can only win one prize, though. You can't win more than once. Once you've won, if I happen to draw your name again, I'm going to skip it and go on to the next person. But there will be multiple chances to win. So if you don't win the first time, you might win something else. And really, it was the only way to kind of give away this this kind of melting pot of parts, if you will. Because like I said, not all this stuff necessarily goes together. Some of it is nitro, some of it's electric, some of it's could be either or, but whatever. So at any rate, to make a long story short, I apologize that the individual prizes aren't going to be worth a ton of money, but the overall prizes that I'm giving away actually are worth a fair amount, and I kind of want to split it up. I think it's best to split it up because not everybody's going to want everything in this pile. Not any one single person will, for one, and for two, like I said, it gives people multiple chances to win. So let's go over. I'm going to go over the rules first, and then we'll go over what I'm actually going to give away, each prize package. So the rules are it's fairly straightforward, and it's fairly similar to most of the giveaways you see on Facebook. Basically, I'm going to create a post on my Facebook page at the same time I release this video, and basically what I'll do is I'll take a picture of all the prizes together, and I'm going to post it up on my Facebook page with the rules. And what you have to do is you have to go and you have to like the picture, you have to share the picture, and then you have to go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Oh, and you have to like my Facebook page as well as the picture. So there's basically 4 things you have to do: like my page, like my picture, share the picture, or subscribe to my YouTube channel. Yes, it's asking a little bit more than your typical giveaway, but that's really what I would like to see from folks. And it's really, I realize that probably half or more of the people, once the giveaway's done, will probably leave and unsubscribe and all that other stuff. But the one thing that I will get out of the giveaway, which I admit I will get something back out of the giveaway, and that's just simply spreading the word in terms of spreading my page and my YouTube channel around, which I would like. The extra exposure will be nice. It will be a nice perk for me, but that's not the only reason I'm doing it. I really, my page and my YouTube channel, they're fun for me, and I enjoy doing them for people. I enjoy helping people and stuff, but I'm not trying to be DJ Medic. I'm not trying to be Jang. I'm not trying to be Squirrel. I'm not trying to get those kind of numbers. I'm just trying to have fun. So at any rate, that's basically the rules, and those rules will be posted up on my Facebook page as well. And so let's get on with the prizes. The first prize that I'm going to throw up here is actually not RC related. Although it is pretty cool, and I think quite a few people would be interested in this particular package. This is a 16-foot roll of LEDs. They are RBG 50/50 LEDs, which basically means these LEDs have all 3 colors of red, blue, and green, which, used in combinations with other colors, basically you can create all kinds of colors with these LEDs. These are really, really cool to use for accent lighting, and in fact I just released a video earlier today. Now this video probably won't be up for a couple days past when I'm filming it, but I just released a video earlier today of basically using these same exact type of LEDs to do accent lighting around my TV and my entertainment center in my living room. And let me tell you, dude, they are cool. I mean, go check out that video if you haven't seen it. This is going to be a cool prize package. And it's not just the LEDs, mind you. It's this remote. This is a 24-key remote, and this is the control box that controls the LEDs. Basically, the LEDs hook up to this piece right here, and that's where they get their power from. And this piece right here is an infrared sensor for the remote. And with the remote, you can control all kinds of stuff. You can control, what all colors are being put out by the LEDs. There's an on-off switch. You can control the brightness of the LEDs, so you can make them really, really bright, or you can dim them way down to, suit whatever the effect you're trying to create. Or you can set them to any one of these solid colors. You have your standard red, blue, green. All of them on at once creates white, and then there's all kinds of different colors you can create: oranges, yellows, purples, like a teal color, cyan, all kinds of different solid colors you can do there. And then these gray buttons along the side here actually have different functions. One's like a fade, where fade's my favorite. Fade basically just, you know, fades from one color to the next color to the next color. There's a strobe light effect that you can make them do. There's one called flash, which basically just makes them, instead of fading from one color to the other, it just kind of jumps from one color to another. And then there's one called smooth. I'm not exactly sure what the smooth is. There's a little booklet in the back here that explains it. These are all brand new, by the way. The LEDs are sealed. They've never been opened. This is sealed. It's never been opened. It does come with this power adapter, which fits into this box, but you will have to supply the actual power source. I don't have a power source to give away with this. However, I can tell you it doesn't take much. It's a 12. They run on 12 volts, and the most I've ever seen them pull is 1.25 amps. I have checked mine, the ones that I have hooked up in my living room, and I went through all kinds of settings, brightnesses, everything. The most I ever saw it pull was 1.25 amps. You can get on eBay and buy a 12 volt, 2 or 3 amp power supply. I'd probably recommend the 3 amp just to be on the safe side. Especially if you buy one of the cheaper Chinese ones, because they're usually overrated to begin with. So I'd probably get like one of the 3 amp ones or something. But you can pick those up for just a few bucks. They're not very expensive at all. So that's the first prize that you can choose from. The second prize that you can choose from is 2 items. It's a can of CalRC's Mutor cleaner. This is a degreaser. It works really well on nitro fuel, any kind of oils. Works really good. You can clean your whole kit with it though. It's electronic safe. You can spray it right on your ESC, right on your transmitter, right on your servos, whatever. The only thing I wouldn't spray it right on is your bearings, because it is a degreaser. So be careful, you know, with that. But it can be used for all kinds of stuff. I use this for cleaning bearings. Sometimes I use it for cleaning my entire kit. I have a review video on this stuff if you guys want to look it up, where I actually do take a really dirty kit and I clean it using nothing with this and some compressed air, and you can tell the difference this stuff makes. But yeah, I mean, pretty much anything that you want to clean, you can use this stuff with. And this stuff is actually kind of pricey. It is about 11 or 12 bucks a can with shipping, if you include like the shipping charges. Now, normally you can't buy a single can, at least not directly from their website. Normally you have to buy 3 packs, and you end up paying right around, I want to say it's 32 to 35 bucks for a 3-pack, something like that. So it is a little bit pricey, but I'm telling you, once you've used this stuff, you will absolutely fall in love with it. It's that good. I bought a whole case of it, which is why I'm giving one of my cans away. A case is going to last me a really long time. On top of this, I'm also going to throw in this custom-made, limited edition rubber transmitter grip. It's a replacement for the typical foam ones that you find on your transmitters. These grips, and there's a couple of these grips I'm going to be giving away with the other packages as well. These grips, I know for a fact, fit the FlySky GT3B. I know for a fact they fit the Airtronics M11, and I want to say, I can't remember what the other transmitter is now. Oh, and I know for a fact they fit the Futaba 4PL. I own 2 out of those 3 controllers, so I know for a fact they fit those controllers. I believe they fit most controllers. There's very few people I've seen buy them that said, you know, that have said that they've had to do any kind of modifications to make them fit. And in fact, the only modifications I've ever seen people say they had to make was actually putting something around their wheel to make this a little more snug, because their wheel was actually a little too small. Not saying you couldn't run into a case where they're too big, but it's possible. I don't know. The inner diameter of this ring is about 41 and a half millimeters. So if you happen to win one of the prizes, before you choose, if that's going to be an issue for you, you might want to bust out your transmitter and a pair of calipers or something and measure, see if you can't figure out, make sure that's going to work for you. But that's going to be a second prize pack that you can choose, that somebody can choose. The third thing is going to be this Venom t-shirt. This is brand new in the bag. It's still in the bag. And I know you can't really see the graphic very good. I do have a picture of this t-shirt on my Facebook page in my photos. I believe it's in the Venom or the Atomic Prize Pack photo album. It is part of the Atomic Prize Pack that I won. Unfortunately, they don't have my size, so I just ordered a size, and basically with the intentions of giving it away. Here's the thing, though. I don't know exactly what size this is going to end up being, and here's why. The label says 3XL. And when I asked the guy, when I won the competition, I asked the guy in the email if the shirts were pre-shrunk. He said, no, they are not pre-shrunk. If these shirts are not pre-shrunk, after this is washed and dried, it's probably going to end up being more like a 2XL than a 3XL. However, the tag actually does say pre-shrunk. So I don't know if it's going to be a 2XL or a 3XL. That may be a little bit of a gamble on somebody's part, but the tag says 3XL pre-shrunk. The guy that I talked to after I won the pack said it wasn't pre-shrunk, so I would say it's a safe bet that it probably is a 3XL, and it probably is pre-shrunk, since that's what the label said. I'm going to assume the guy that I was asking actually didn't know much about the products. I'm going to assume he was more like a public relations guy and less like a products kind of a guy. At any rate, I don't have any use for it. I wear a 4XL, so I'm giving that away to somebody that wants it. Anybody that wears a 2XL can definitely wear it. Maybe a little baggy on you if it is pre-shrunk, but whatever. You can choose that if you want. Alright, so the next prize that you can win will be this brand new pair of Proline step pins. These are brand new. They've never been used, even though I did open them, and they have been sitting on my shelf for quite some time. I would speculate probably somewhere around a year and a half. These have been sitting on my shelf, but they are brand new. They do have foams. They just were opened, unfortunately. I have no use for these, so I figured, somebody might as well get some use for them. They've been sitting on my shelf for forever. Along with these, I'm going to throw in this pair of Traxxas 2.2 dish rims. These are dyeable. However, the one drawback to these is they are kind of kit specific. They will only work with they're basically the front rims for any of the Traxxas kits who use bearings for the front tires, or for the front wheels rather, which would be things like the Nitro Sport, the Nitro Rustler, the Jado. I know for a fact those kits use it. Maybe even the Stampede might use it, although I think the Stampede might use 2.8 wheels. I can't remember. But at any rate, it's basically any of the Traxxas kits that use bearings for the front wheels. These are good for that. I realize that the wheels are kind of limited, unlike the tires, which you can use with anything pretty much. And on top of those two things, I'm also going to throw in this pot of PPRslots.com sells this stuff. It's heavy RC grease. This stuff is really good for things like waterproofing the top parts of your servos where the gears and the bearing and stuff is around the horn, or pretty much anywhere where you would want a really heavy, thick, tacky grease. This stuff is really good for that. So I'm going to throw that in with the wheels and the tires. The next prize package that I'm going to give away is actually a set of servos, 3 servos, 2 steering servos, and a throttle and brake servo. The steering servos, these are basically budget servos. They're nothing fancy. They're not, expensive servos. The 2 steering servos are MG996Rs, which anybody that's used budget servos has probably used these at one point in time or another. They're not bad servos. I actually still run a pair in one of my Losi kits, although I do plan on switching them out at one point, because I have bought Savox servos for all of my kits now. I just haven't gotten around to necessarily changing them all out. But these are all brand new. They've never been used. The MG996Rs, if I remember right, and I'm doing this from memory, so this could be slightly off, but I know it's close. I want to say they're about 160 ounces per inch of torque, and I want to say they're around 0.15 or 0.16 speed. They're not terrible servos. I don't mind using those at all if I'm using a budget servo. The throttle brake servo is a stock Losi brand LOSB0818 servo. This is a standard throttle and brake servo you'll find in just about all their kits. This one in particular, I believe, came out of a XXL, but I believe the Losi 8, the Losi 8T, maybe even the Losi 10T, I think they all use the same throttle and brake servo. Excuse me. I use these throttle and brake servos. I actually have about 8 of these because I use them on all of my kits. I don't buy fancy Savox servos for throttle and brake because I've always found these to be quite adequate, and they hold up fairly well. And I realize these are budget servos, and they aren't worth they don't cost a ton of money. So on top of the 3 servos, I'm also going to throw in another one of those custom limited edition custom made transmitter grips. The reason I say they're limited edition is because there's only 4 of any particular design made. Technically you could say they're unique because they're all handmade, so the pattern's not exactly the same on every single one. But at any rate, I'm going to throw in another one of those custom transmitter grips with the 3 servos. Oh, and I did forget to mention this particular transmitter grip, the yellow ring, is actually glow in the dark. So that's actually kind of cool if you're out at dusk, or if you happen to be messing around in the dark. It does glow in the dark. I have pictures of all these transmitter grips on my Facebook page and my photo album. I believe it's under the General RC tab, and I do have one of it glowing in the dark if you want to check it out. And last but not least, the last prize is going to be this large lipo sack. It's brand new, never been used. I actually bought too many lipo sacks. I can't use them all. So that's going to be one of the things, along with another one of these custom transmitter grips. These are really cool. This one, I believe, was called Black and Yellow Lightning. So that's pretty cool. And then I'm also going to throw in this brand new pack of, or stick, whatever you want to call it, of Track Power silver solder. It is rosin core silver solder, and it's brand new, never been used, whole roll. And that's going to be the final prize that you can pick from. So that about wraps it up. That covers the rules and the different prizes I'm giving away, and I really hope that this engages people the way that I really want to see people engaged. I want to see people active, you know, maybe gain some new members and stuff on my page. And I'd really like to see my Facebook page come together, or become a place where people can come together to talk about RC stuff. I try to keep any kind of like really hot deals. I don't put up every sale that I see, but anytime I see a really hot sale, you know, something out of the ordinary, I do try to post it up. Anytime I see something new coming out or something that I think is really extraordinary, I try to post it up on my page. But I really want to see people come together and get more engaged with my page, and actually start opening up dialogues, not just with me, but with other people and things like that. So hopefully this will be a really fun experience for everybody, and some people will get some pretty, you know, cool little prizes, you know. Unfortunately, like I said, it's nothing, no one person's going to get anything spectacular, but they're all pretty cool little prizes in their own way. So at any rate, my Facebook page is can be found at www.facebook.com/GrayWolfStudios74, and you know, you can that's where you'll find the picture that you'll need to like and stuff like that. Most people will actually be coming here to watch this video instead of going from this video to my page, but just in case. And then you can also send me questions or comments. If you have any, you can either post them up below this video, post them on my page, or you can send them to me at my via email at GrayWolfStudios74@gmail.com. Peace.